I think the single most important and positive outcome when implementing adaptive leadership in public, private, or not-for-profit organizations is the unlocking of the wealth that exists within those organizations. Traditional leadership models have this top-down structure where we tend to look to the people in the hierarchy to have all the answers. But in adaptive leadership, we think about leadership as being an activity rather than being a role or a position, which means it's everyone's responsibility in the organization. And implementing adaptive leadership in an organizational context, unlocking that agency at all levels of the organization, the obligation to speak up, to have the ability to dissent, to be a part of driving that change, to own that change, really unlocks the full potential of an organization. So you have a distributed model of leadership all the way to the front line and not just people looking to the top to have the answers.
So opportunities that leaders have in sort of meeting adaptive challenges and applying those adaptive leadership ideas in practice, I think revolve around the ability to really confront and to get into the space of addressing persistent loss, persistent problems, issues that just aren't moving otherwise. And so adaptive leadership helps you to sort of confront those, diagnose those, and to make progress on them. So that's a really sort of exciting opportunities, especially for us in our part of the world. We've got, rapidly shifting geopolitical forces, all sorts of movement happening in Australian identity. And so what's possible for workplaces is to be able to shift and move on those difficult issues and make progress on them for the benefit of the people they're serving and our broader planet.
So I think adaptive leadership is a universal skill that's relevant across all geographies, not just even Australia, the UK or the US, but for every leader in every context, whether it's at the global level, at the community level, at an organizational level, wherever it is that we find these challenges that we don't have ready answers to. And I think that pivotal question around what is the nature of the challenge, who do I need to listen to, where am I missing information, where am I missing data, and how does that dictate how I engage, is going to be the critical part of what adaptive leadership brings to these critical questions.